My name is Nicholas Rath, and I want to share a profound experience I had during Thanksgiving that changed my perspective on life, faith, and the future. It all began on a quiet evening when I returned home to spend time with my family. The warmth of the holiday filled the air, but little did I know I was about to embark on a spiritual journey that would leave an indelible mark on my soul. As the festivities unfolded, I felt a deep sense of gratitude and connection with those around me. However, exhaustion from the day's celebrations led me to retreat to my room for a moment of peace. I settled into bed, and as I drifted into a deep sleep, I found myself in a different realm, a realm that felt both familiar and foreign. In this state of profound rest, my consciousness began to separate from my physical body. I could feel my soul rising, hovering above my sleeping form. It was a surreal experience, as if I were witnessing my own existence from a distance. In this ethereal state, I felt a sense of love and warmth enveloping me, a divine presence guiding my thoughts and visions. Suddenly, I was thrust into a sequence of vivid images, scenes that felt like glimpses into the future. I saw a hospital room, bright and sterile, and I knew it was the place where I would undergo foot surgery. Initially, the thought filled me with dread. I had been preparing for this surgery, but now it felt like more than just a routine procedure. In my vision, I saw the doctors bustling around, preparing for the operation, their faces filled with determination. As the surgery commenced, I felt an overwhelming sense of vulnerability. I watched as the doctors worked diligently, but then the atmosphere shifted. I saw myself on the operating table, feeling the life draining from my body. Panic set in as I realized that I was dying from this surgery. The doctors, despite their best efforts, struggled to revive me. I could see their frantic attempts, their faces etched with concern, but it was as though an invisible barrier had taken hold, preventing them from reaching me. In that moment, the fear of death gripped me, but then I remembered the warmth I had felt earlier. I realized that I was not alone. My spirit was surrounded by a divine light. I found solace in the thought that this wasn't just an end, but perhaps a transition to something greater. As I drifted further into this vision, I suddenly witnessed a scene that filled my heart with awe and trepidation. I saw a multitude of people being lifted into the sky. The rapture. The air crackled with energy as souls ascended, glowing with a radiant light. I recognized faces among the crowd, friends, family, and loved ones, all being drawn upward, leaving behind the earthly realm. In the midst of this heavenly gathering, I saw my parents. They were radiant, their expressions peaceful and filled with joy. As they ascended, I felt a pang of longing. I wanted to join them, to be part of this divine event, but I was anchored to my earthly body, my fate tied to the outcome of the surgery. I also saw others, people from my life, who were left behind. Among them were friends like Justin Martin, Josh Painting, Charles Henry, and Brian Lovelace. They stood in confusion, their faces a mix of fear and disbelief, as they watched the others ascend. It was a stark contrast, the joy of those being taken up and the sorrow of those who remained. As the vision unfolded, I found myself grappling with the implications of what I was witnessing. The rapture represented a profound choice, a separation of souls based on faith and readiness. I felt a deep urge to reach out to those who were left behind to share the message of hope and preparedness. I wanted them to know that there was a way to be part of this divine gathering. The vision then shifted back to the operating room. As I saw the doctors continue their attempts to revive me, I felt a surge of emotion. I understood that this experience was not just about my physical fate, but also about the spiritual journey that awaited me. The surgery, while terrifying, was merely a stepping stone toward a greater understanding of life and faith. The role of prayer. In my vision, I also saw a group of people gathered together in prayer. They were fervently praying for me, beseeching God for my recovery. Their voices rose in unison, creating a powerful wave of energy. I could feel their love and concern transcending the physical distance, reaching my soul. It was then that I realized the importance of community and support in times of crisis. This prayer time felt sacred, a moment where faith intersected with the divine. I understood that even in the darkest moments, there was hope and the power of collective belief. The love and prayers of my family and friends were a lifeline, connecting me to to both the earthly realm and the divine. Awakening and reflection. Eventually, I began to feel myself being drawn back to my physical body. As I gradually awoke from this deep sleep, the vividness of the vision lingered in my mind. I lay in bed, heart racing, overwhelmed by the emotions coursing through me. The experience had left me with a sense of urgency, a call to action. I knew I had to share what I had seen, to communicate the importance of faith and preparedness for the future. The vision of the rapture and the surgery had intertwined in a way that compelled me to reflect on my life choices and the relationships I held dear. As I gathered with my family later that day, I felt a renewed appreciation for each moment we shared. I wanted to express my love and gratitude, to ensure they understood the importance of faith in our lives. I spoke to them about my vision, their faces reflecting a mix of concern and curiosity. A message of hope. In the days that followed, I found myself contemplating the meaning of my vision. It wasn't just a warning of what could happen, it was a message of hope and redemption. I realized that even in the face of mortality, there is a promise of eternal life for those who believe. I began to reach out to friends, encouraging them to reflect on their own faith and the choices they made. I shared my experience, hoping it would inspire others to seek a deeper connection with God and prepare their hearts for whatever the future may hold. As I approached the date of my surgery, I felt a sense of peace. I knew that whatever happened, I was surrounded by love, both from my family and from a higher power. The vision had transformed my fear into hope, reminding me that life is a journey filled with purpose, and even in our darkest hours, there is a light that guides us. Conclusion. In sharing my experience, I hope to ignite a spark of faith in others. The rapture, the surgery, and the divine love I felt are all intertwined in our spiritual journey. We are all called to prepare our hearts, to lift each other up in prayer, and to embrace the hope that lies ahead. Life is fleeting, but the love we share and the faith we hold on to will transcend any earthly trials we face.